Last time we have started exercise 1.1, example 2, example 4, example number 5, and then after we discuss some example 9 also we have done. Now today we start lecture 4 from example 12. Now another example 12 also very important. See the statement what? So that the relation R defined in the set capital A of all triangles as capital R equal to curly bracket T1 T2 order pair where T1 is similar to T2 is equivalence relation. And then another question, consider three right angle triangles, T1 with sides 3, 4, 5, T2 with sides 5, 12, 13, and T3 with sides 6, 8, 10. Which triangles among T1, T2 and T3 are related? See here two questions. The first one is what? We have to show relation R is equivalence relation. How are defined? Look at in curly bracket order pair T1 T2. T1 and T2 what? They are the members of set of triangles. Set of triangles. So therefore T1 and T2 are triangles. Now condition for relation is T1 is similar to T2. Now how we prove equivalence? Our definition very clear. If R is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, only then we say relation is equivalent relation, right? So the first of all we check whether are reflexive or not. Now what to do for reflexive? The same element should related to same one. See that T1 we select, suppose. So can you see that T1 related to T1? Yes, because T1 is similar to itself also. So definitely therefore T1 T2 pair belongs to capital R for every T1 member of A. Look at this, T1 T2 belongs to R for all T1 member of A, and therefore T1 is similar to itself T1, and that is why we say R is reflexive. Now R is symmetric. Why? Because you see T1 T2, suppose we choose member of R. Clear? So what happened then? T1 is similar to T2 because of a condition given in relation R, and therefore T1 is relation to T2. Now when T1 is similar to T2, can you say or not that T2 is also similar to T1? Definitely. And therefore T2 T1 also member of R. So watch here what we see. T1 T2 belongs to R implies T2 T1 belongs to R. Means reverse order pair also in relation set R, and therefore it is symmetric. Now for transitive, very obvious, because if T1 similar to T2, T2 similar to T3, obviously T1 similar to T3. It means if T1 T2 order pair member of R, T2 T3 member of R, then T1 similar to T2 and T2 similar to T3, and therefore T1 is similar to T3 or not, and therefore T1 T3 member of R. So definitely therefore R is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. All three conditions fulfill, and therefore R we call equivalence relation. Now we go to reply answer of second question. Read again your in question set. What are the three right angle triangles given? T1 given with side 3, 4, 5, T2 with 5, 12, 13, and T3 with side 6, 8, 10. And our question is to examine out of these three triangles which are related. Now think yourself. Look at T1 and T2 first. T1 has side 3, 4, 5. T2 has side 5, 12, 13. Check how we decide or how we check similarity when the ratio of sides are proportional. So look at 3, 4, 5 and 5, 12, 13. can you see that 3 by 5 equal to 4 by 12? Can you see 4 by 12 equal to 5 by 13? Of course not. And therefore, T1 and T2 are not similar. But look at T1 and T3. Come to the point T1 and T3, very important. Look and compare. Ratio you check. 3 by 6, 4 by 8 and 5 by 10. They all are equals to 2. So what we conclude? We conclude that the T1 and T3 triangle are similar triangle. They are related. Clear? So that's complete your question number 12. Now next example number 13. So that the relation are defined in set A of all polygons as capital R equal to order pair P1, P2, where P1 and P2 have same number of sides. See, carefully observe. What is relation R? Set of order pair P1, P2, where P1 and P2 have same number of sides. Remember what P1 and P2, they are polygons. So whatever they polygons having 3 sides, 4 sides, 5 sides, whatever that. But when P1 and P2 are related, when they both have same number of sides, that is given condition in the relation. Now you have to prove is an equivalence relation, and then after, what is the set of all elements in A related to right angle triangle T with sides 3, 4, 5. That is afterwards we see. First of all, we prove it is equivalence relation. How? The first we check reflexivity. Now in reflexive relation, what to check? Your definition of reflexive relation is what? Order pair AA should member of R for every A. So what happened here? We have to see P1 order pair belongs to R not for every P1 belongs to A. It is of course, because P1, what suppose it has 5 sides. The other P1 also same, therefore is also have 5 sides. So both triangles, both P1 and P1 have same side. So therefore P1 obviously related to P1 itself under given relation R. Therefore reflexive condition fulfilled. Now go for symmetric. Now read carefully. R is symmetric. Why? Because if P1, P2 we select member of R. So what is conclusion? P1 and P2 have same number of sides as per our definition of relation. So when P1 and P2 have same number of sides, definitely P2 and P1 also have same number of sides. Very clear. And that is why P2, P1 member of R, whenever P1, P2 member of R, it means R is symmetric relation. Clear? Next we check R is transitive or not. For that purpose we choose 2 order pair. One is P1, P2 member of R, second is P2, P3 member of R. So can you implies here that P1, P3 member of R? Definitely. Why? Because if P1, P2 member of R means P1 and P2 have same number of sides. When I say P2, P3 member of R, that means P2 and P3 have same number of sides. So obviously P1, P2 and P3 all have same number of sides. So definitely P1, P3 belongs to R, we easily say. And that is why R is an equivalence relation, because it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Now we reply for answer of second question. See, the answer question is what? What is the set of all elements in A related to the right angle triangle T with sides 3, 4, 5? Now with sides 3, 4, 5, it means that T has 3 sides, means it is a triangle. Whether it is right triangle, obtuse triangle, acute triangle, we have no concern with that. Because in our relation we have only concern with what? Number of sides. So suppose T has these sides 3, 4, 5, it means it has 3 sides. So now to find, read carefully, to find the set of all elements in A related to right angle triangle T with sides 3, 4, 5. That is to find equivalent class of T. If you remember, we have last time discussed what is equivalent class. So, equivalent class of T means we denote it by AT, A suffix T or bracket T. Okay, now AT is what? Try to remember equivalent class definition. It is set of all elements in set A which are related to your T, your polygon T. So here AT means set of all X member of A such that order pair XT belongs to R. Now order pair when XT belongs to R, when X and T have same number of sides. Now out of X and T you know about T. T has 3 sides. So your X also has 3 sides. Means X belongs to A must be any triangle. Am I right? You clear or not? Think about this number. Again I repeat. See, our question is to find equivalent class of given triangle T. So AT is what? Set of all X means all polygon X belongs to A where X and T are related under relation R. The condition in relation R is given number of sides of both polygons same. So X and T have same number of sides. Because of same number of sides and also you know T has 3 sides, so X definitely have 3 sides and therefore it is none other than triangle. So therefore we reply that AT must be X belongs to A must be any triangle. Thus required set is set of all triangles in A. Whatever triangles present in our given set A, they all are the members for AT. Means set of all triangles in A is the equivalent class of T. Okay, next one. See number 14, sum number 14. Read statement. Let L be the set of all lines, set of all lines in XY plane. And R, capital R, be the relation in capital L. Remember L is what? Set of all lines. And R is relation defined on set L. How it defined? Look, capital R equal to, in curly bracket, L1, L2 order pair such that L1 is parallel to L2. L1 is parallel to L2. Important thing here, L1 not perpendicular, parallel to L2 given. So that R is an equivalence relation. And then after find the set of all lines related to the line y equal to 2x plus 4. Okay, the first of all, let's check equivalence relation or not. So what you think about reflexivity? Try yourself, think yourself. Obviously L1 parallel L1. L1 is itself L1. So therefore every L1 belongs to given set L. Can I say or not L1 parallel L1? Definitely. And therefore L1 L2 pair belongs to R for every L1 member of L. So it means R is reflexive. Now we go for symmetry. Now in symmetric just you have to see reverse pair is there or not. So let us start. When L1 L2 member of R, it means what? L1 parallel L2. Can you say or not L2 parallel L1? Definitely. And therefore L2 L1 also member of R. So that R is reflexive. Now we go for symmetry. You know when L1 L2 in R, L2 L3 also in R, that means what? L1 parallel L2, L2 also parallel L3. So can you reply or not L1 parallel to L3? Definitely. Therefore L1 L3 also member of R. And that's why R is transitive. Hence are reflexive, symmetric, transitive, so it must be equivalence relation. Now our question is what? To find, second question, to find that the set of all lines related to the line y equal to 2x plus 4. So we here assume for our convenience, to find the set of all lines related to line, we give its name L4. I want to find set of all lines related to y equal to 2x plus 4. Look at, I call it L4. So what we have to find? Definitely we have to find equivalent class of L4. Very simple. Equivalence class of this line we have to find. So what that equivalence class of this line L4? Okay, L is our symbol for L line and L4. So what is equals to? Curly bracket L, small l. We choose that line, suppose small l belongs to capital N, such that L is related to L4. Remember, to find equivalence class of line L4 means we have to find those lines which are related to L4, nothing else. And that's why we go for when, line small l, L related to L4. Whenever it's parallel, definitely, because our in condition given that in condition what? Relation condition. L1 is parallel to L4. So that is why when I write L1, L4 belongs to R, L should parallel L4. Now when they are parallel, then they have same slope, that you know last year. The set of, therefore the set of all lines of L, all lines of your given set L, with slope what? So what is slope of L4? Check in your question. Your line is y equal to 2x plus 4. What its slope? 2. And therefore required line what you want, small l, is also with slope L. And therefore the set of all lines type y equal to 2x plus c, where c is an arbitrary constant. Clear? So in this way we have equivalent class of line y equal to 2x plus 4 is nothing but all lines having same slope 2. Then and only then they are parallel, because parallel line have same slope. So that's why remember the required set of lines what? All lines of type y equal to 2x plus c. Clear it? Okay, that's your exercise 1.1 complete. Remaining some you try yourself at home because they are easy one. Now we have another discussion, that is on types of function, types of functions. In types of function we have one function. First of all, one function, or it is called injective function. One function or injective function. Now see the definition, read. Let f from a to b be a function. You know last year we have discussion on function. It means you are familiar with function. Now I am not discuss what is function, but we are discussing here types of function. So f from a to b, suppose given function, if for every x1 x2 member of a such that x1 not x2 implies fx1 not fx2. See carefully, x1 not x2 implies fx1 not fx2, means if pre-image is not equal, then it should implies image is also not equal. Then f is called one function. This you know last year definition of function. In function what? We have so many elements in A, some elements in B, and they are related by under some rule. So we have definition of function is what? Every element of set A is uniquely associated with member of set B under relation or under given rule f. Then f from A to B is called function. So we assuming, suppose f A to B is a function, and now we put condition for one what? if for all x1, x2 present in set A, such that whenever x1 not x2, the image is fx1 also not equal to fx2, then it is called 1-1 function, or we call injective function. Okay, now we put this definition in another way. You know, last year contrapositive of statement in your logic chapter, to look at using contrapositive of P implies Q. If you remember, contrapositive of P implies Q is negative Q implies negative P. This is contrapositive statement of P implies Q. Clear? So then what you read, suppose I call this P, this I call Q. So this is P implies Q type statement. Now convert in contrapositive form. So you have to write negative of Q implies negative of P. Negative of Q means negative of fx1 not equal to fx2 means fx1 equal to fx2. Implies negative of P, that is negative of x1 not equal to x2, that is x1 equal to x2. To look at therefore what I write, using contrapositive of P implies Q is negative Q implies negative P, then the above definition of 1-1 function can be put as follows. How we write? Look, if for a given function f from A to B, f of x1 equal to f of x2, look at equal, implies x1 equal to x2. Remember here you see, x1 not x2 implies fx1 not fx2. But instead of that, we write now reverse, fx1 equal fx2 implies x1 equal to x2 for all x1, x2 in A. Then f is called 1-1 function. Remember, both definitions same. They are not different. What here, first one we write, whenever x1, x2, that is whenever pre-image is not equal, then images should not equal. And here what we write, when images are equal, then pre-images are also equal. So this is due to contrapositive statement, contrapositive, and that is why this definition we write. And this definition is useful whenever to examine whether given function 1-1 or not, because whenever you check whether given function 1-1 or not, so we start by taking let fx1 equal to fx2 and we calculate, and suppose we get x1 equal to x2, we immediately say it is 1-1 function, otherwise not. That's all. So clear now? Okay. Now we have, if a function sometime you find not 1-1, suppose you check and you get not 1-1, then what we call it? Many one function. Other type function is many one. This function 1-1, this is definition of 1-1, and when you check 1-1 definition and if it is not fulfilled, we immediately say it is many one, means not 1-1. 1-1 function is also called injective function. Be careful, sometime in examination, examine whether function is injective or not. And if you not remember that injective means what, then you get some problem. So be careful, 1-1 function or injective function one and the same. Okay, now we go for another definition, that is called onto function or surjective function. Onto function or surjective function. Look at what definition. For a given function f a to b, if range set of function f, range set, and codomain set of function f are equal, means if Rf equals codomain f, this way symbolically, then f is called an onto or surjective function. Means for function to be onto, range set and codomain set should be equal. If they are not equal, we say is not onto function. Sometime at that time we call into function. But at present, remember, range f and codomain f equal, only then we say f is onto. Now last year we discussed what is range f. Range f means what? Set of all images, set of all values. That is, we define, if you remember, Rf is curly bracket f of x, that is values, where x member of domain f. So that is range f. And if range f and codomain function f are equal, only then we say is onto, otherwise not. So remember, is also called surjective. In other words, look at now another way we write definition by using our definition of range. See, in other words, if for every y member of B, that is from this set B, if for every y member of B, there exists some x member of A, there is some x such that f of x equal to y, means x related to y under f. If for all y, there you find some x such that fx equal to y, only then we say is onto. So remember, this definition is useful to prove function onto. Remember, when function has domain set capital N, capital Z, then no problem to check Rf equal to codomain f, because you know in capital N the number are counting 1, then direct jump to 2, then direct jump to 3 and so on. Same way in Z also, and that is why in that particular case when domain f given is capital N or capital Z, then we check Rf direct we find, and we check whether equal to codomain f or not. Then you find easy. At that time we decide onto or not. But whenever domain of f is given R, suppose given Q, then you cannot direct find by this method. At that time you should use this definition. So that's why both definitions are important. So in other words, what I say again, I repeat, you have to examine what? Take some y member of B such that fx equal to y. And after then you find out by some calculation whether you get x value is such that fx equal to y or not. If it does, then say onto. Okay, we see in example, so don't worry about this, but you try to remember this definition. First of all, you observe carefully your definition. What is 1 1? I repeat again, when fx1 equal to fx2 implies x1 equal to x2 for all x1 x2 in A, we call 1 1 function, right? Now when we call onto function, when range f equals codomain f, or in this manner for all y member of B there is some x, and that x we have to calculate. There is some x mean we have to find out by rule, and such that if fx you get y, then we call onto. Okay, that we see in some example. So before we start, see here another definition, that is called bijective function. When function called bijective, if given function f a to b is both 1 1 and onto, both 1 1 and onto, then f is called bijective function. Suppose you check your function, you get both 1 1 and onto, immediately say it is bijective function, correct? That is if function injective and also surjective, then f is called bijective. But suppose at least one of them is failed, that is suppose function 1 1 but not onto, or may possible sometime function not 1 1 but onto, or sometime neither 1 1 nor onto, at that time we say is not bijective function. So for bijective function, function should be 1 1 and onto, function should be 1 1 and onto. See note here, for a function f a to b fx1 equal to fx2, this you remember, fx1 equal to fx2 implies x1 equal to x2, then f is called 1 1, otherwise many 1. If rf equal to codomain f is called onto. If function f is 1 1 and onto both, f is called bijective. Clear? Okay, now we have some examples, 2 or 3 we discussed today. Okay, some illustrations. Verify whether following function 1 1 onto or bijective. What happened? So let's see first. These are 7 illustrations some I write here. Now we check one by one. The first you only check f r to r means your relation r to r, and fx is what? 3x plus 5. What about this? For 1 1ness we check. Look at, remember that linear function, આ હંમેશા યાદ રાખજો તમે કે linear function, whenever define f from R to R and given by fx equal to ax plus b, then it is always 1, 1, always on 2. So very easy to say it is 1, 1 and on 2, but we have to check here. How we check? We first one choose let x1, x2 member of R such that f of x1 equal to f of x2. Now we calculate 3x1 plus 5 for fx1. You know rule fx is 3x plus 5. So what fx1? 3x1 plus 5. What fx2? 3x2 plus 5. Both side 5 cancels. So 3x1 equal to 3x2. Now 3 cancel. So x1 equal to x2. Do you get this point or not? How we check? fx1 equal to fx2 implies x1 equal to x2. And therefore it is 1, 1 function. It is 1, 1 function. Now we check onto function. See, for onto, remember this here say function f from R to R and fx 3x plus 5 given. So that you cannot direct find range f. So what technique we apply? Our definition, that one, this definition. See, again I repeat. For every y member of B, there exists some x such that fx equal to y, then f is called onto function. So here also we start, let y member of codomain f. Codomain f means R, and therefore y equal to fx implies what? 3x plus 5 equal to y. Your rule is 3x plus 5 for fx. So that you write equal to y. Now corresponding x calculate. How? 3x is y minus 5, therefore x is y minus 5 by 3. Clear? And because y is in R, so y minus 5 by 3 also in R. So definitely it must be in domain f. Now only thing is to check whether fx equal to y or not. This is right x or not. That's why we check. How we check? Thus for every y belongs to codomain f, there exists some x. What that x value here? Y minus 5 by 3. Now this should be such that fx should be y. Let's calculate such that fx equal to. Okay, now what is fx equal to? Okay, f of x value write down. Y minus 5 by 3. Clear? Okay, now this is under functions rule. We calculate. See your fx 3x plus 5 already given in data. So we use it and 3 multiply by this number our x. Y minus 5 by 3 plus 5. I hope you clear it. And now there we see 3 cancel, y minus 5 plus 5, again 5 cancel and y. So do you get it or not? Fx equal to y. Definitely fx equal to y. So therefore f is onto. So this manner we have to check f is onto or not. And as f is 1, 1 and onto, it is called bijective. Now second function look. In your example, second function f from n to n. And fx equal to x plus 2. X plus 2. Let's verify whether it is 1, 1 or not. Very simple trick. You start by taking let L1, x1, x2 belongs to domain f, that is capital N, such that fx1 equal to fx2. Now fx1 value x1 plus 2, fx2 value x2 plus 2. 2 cancel, x1 equal to x2. So what we get for all x1, x2 in domain f, fx1 equal to fx2 implies x1 equal to x2. Therefore f is 1, 1 function. Clear? And now we check for onto. So before I discussing onto, remember what I told you here first, that whenever domain of f has n or z, you direct go for range f and calculate range f equal to codomain f or not. If it does, then we say is onto, otherwise not. So here range of function f we find out, because here domain set of f is given n and they are counting number 1, 2, 3, 4 in this way. So therefore Rf equal to, what is range of functions definition? This is last year definition. Set of all values, set of all images fx, where x belongs to domain f. Okay, now what fx here? X plus 2, where x belongs to domain f means capital N. So in capital N, you know set of natural number, all members you know very well. 1 by 1 put and check. What is when 1? 3. then 4, then 5, 6, dot, dot, dot. So it means here we have not all natural numbers. See, 1, 2 not include here. It means it is capital N but without 1, 2. In short, is not same as codomain F. Check codomain F is N given. And what we have here, N minus 1, 2. So that's why not equal to codomain F. Range and codomain not equal. Therefore, F is not on 2. It is already 1, 1 but not on 2. And that's why it is not bijective. Is also not bijective. So that's why so clear now. Therefore this function is 1, 1 but not on 2. So it is not bijective. It is not bijective. Now we take third example. Up to 4 we do today. Now third number, FR to R. See, fx is x square. Square, you know. We see that here, look at. Can you reply that R to R and fx is x square is 1, 1? Definitely not, because you immediately find two members in domain whose image is same. Opposite number you select and square them. So definitely you get same answer. Look at minus 2 and 2. They are member of R or not? Yes. And if you take f of minus 2 value, then minus 2 square 4. F of 2 value also 4. So f of minus 2, f of 2 are equal. See this, these two number minus 2 and 2, they are not equal, but this value is equal. At that time we say not 1, 1. See, therefore we see that f of x1 equal to f of x2, but x1 not x2, this type of regression here. F of minus 2 equal to f of 2, but minus 2 not equal to 2. Therefore this function f is not 1, 1, and therefore f is many 1. Okay, what about onto-ness? Now we all know x square cannot be negative. It is always greater equals to 0 for any x belongs to a, right or not? Yes, and therefore maximum set of values of fx is close interval 0 to infinity. You know, greater equal to 0, therefore start with 0, start from 0, but there is no end. So 0 to infinity. Or you may write r plus positive real including 0, union 0. It means RF means range of f is close 0 to infinity or R plus union 0. Is it codomain? No, codomain is given R in which negative numbers are there. Here negative, no entry of negative. See this. And therefore RF not equal codomain f, therefore f is not on 2. So what you see here, f is not 1, 1, f is not on 2. Means f is neither 1, 1 nor on 2. So what about bijective? Not bijective. Clear it. Now next number 4. Next number 4 is what? F from n union 0 to n, and fx is x plus 1. X plus 1. Remember the rule, very simple, linear. So here definitely it is 1, 1. So we check for x1, x2 member of domain f such that fx1 equal to fx2. Now what f of x1? x1 plus 1. What f of x2? x2 plus 1. Both side 1 omit. So x1 equal to x2. So thus for every x1, x2 in domain f, fx1 equal fx2 implies x1 equal to x2. Therefore f is 1, 1. Right? So how it is 1, 1? Very clear. And now last discussion, what is range of function? Range of function. Because here domain is not R, not Q, but N, union 0. So they all counting number. So therefore start RF. RF definition what? Set of fx where x in domain f. Domain f is N union 0 and fx is x plus 1. So x plus 1 where x belongs N union 0. N union 0 means 0, so start. Now first number we take 0. So 0 plus 1 is 1. Then you take 1, the 1 plus 1, 2, correct? 2, then 2 plus 1, 3, 3, then 3 plus 1, 4, and so on. It means you get complete set, 1, 2, 3, 4, full set of natural number. So it is same as codomain F. Follow it, and therefore it is on 2. Look at here, 1, 1 also, on 2 also, and therefore bijective. Okay, next time we discuss some more